Welcome everyone. In this video, we will explore the fundamental navigation techniques and keyboard shortcuts for ViperOS. When you log into ViperOS for the first time, you should see a screen something like this. Now, depending upon which applications you are launching by default at startup, your screen may look different, but you should be in the first workspace. Which begs the question, what is a workspace? By the way, I have turned screen key on so you can see what I am typing. If you ever see super print, simply ignore that. That's me turning the recorder on and off. Think of workspaces as virtual desks. So just like in your house or in your room, you can have multiple desks, and on each desk, you can keep certain items, files, or folders. Similarly, in ViperOS also, it is using Qtile. And in Qtile, you can have multiple workspaces. There are 10 workspaces given to you by default. And you can keep certain windows open in certain workspaces. Now let's learn how we can navigate between these workspaces. In order to switch the workspace, you need to press the mod key and a number associated with the workspace, which goes from 1 till 0. So if I press mod 1, I'll be in the first workspace. Mod 2 will take me to the second one, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 7, 8, 9, and 0. So if I have to go back to the first workspace, I can simply press mod 1. Not only that, I can also toggle between workspaces. Let's say, for example, I want to toggle between the first workspace and the third workspace. So I can press mod 3 to go to the third workspace. Then I can press mod 3 again. It will take me back to the previous workspace, which is the first one. And you can see they get highlighted over here with a blue border. So mod 3 will toggle between the current workspace and the previous workspace. This is a very handy technique. And this works for any two workspace. Let's say, for example, I go to mod 4 to the fourth workspace and mod 2 to the second workspace. Then I can again press mod 2 and it will toggle between 4 and 2. Now, every workspace has a layout associated with it. Now, what is a layout? A layout defines how the windows are going to be arranged in that workspace. So for example, we can see the first workspace is in tree tab layout. In tree tab layout, this is how the windows appear. If you press mod 2, this is BSP layout, which is binary space partitioning. 3 also is BSP, 4 as you can see is the max layout. Then we have 5, again BSP, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 0 are all BSP. By the way, this is all configurable and you can change it. As far as I am concerned and my use cases are concerned, these have served my purpose for a long time. When you are in the tree tab layout, you can toggle between the different windows opened in that workspace by pressing the mod key and J and K key. So J will toggle down, it will cycle down, and K will cycle up. So again, mod J and K. ViperOS designates certain workspaces for certain use cases. For example, the first workspace is for miscellaneous tools. Let's say the email reader and a Ferdium to check the WhatsApp, Telegram, etc. and to use the CMOS music player, etc. So these are all miscellaneous software which is open in the background. The second workspace is for the terminal. The terminal is always there open in the second workspace. The third one is the browser. So anytime I need to go to the browser, I press mod 3 and it will take me to the browser. Mod 4 is always for the Ranger file manager. So whenever I want to access the file manager, that's mod 4. And of course, I can open more windows also. Then I have mod 5, which is workspace 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 0 free. So I can use them as I like. Also notice that when there is a window open in a particular workspace, that number gets lighter. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are white because in those workspaces, some window is open. Whereas 6, 7, 8, 9 and 0 are grayed out because they are empty. There are no windows open in that workspace. Now let's learn how we can launch applications and also how to drag windows around. Let's go to an empty workspace. Let me go to the sixth workspace. Now, in order to launch an application, you need to press mod R. Mod R will launch Rofi, and then you can type the application you want to launch. Let's say, for example, in this case, I want to launch VeraCrypt. The reason why I've chose VeraCrypt is because it's a small window, so you can see how we drag it around. Now in practice, it is not required to drag windows around. This is because the Qtile Windows Manager automatically manages the workspaces. But in case there is a password field or something which is occluded and you want to drag a window around, you can press the mod key and you can drag the window as such. And if you want to close a window, you can press mod W. We can also move the windows to different workspaces. Let's say, for example, I have transmission open in the first workspace. I want to move it to the 7th workspace. So what I can do is I can press the mod shift key and then 7. Now, if I go to mod 7, you can see transmission is on the 7th workspace and the 7 is also light up. If I go to the first workspace, the transmission software is no longer there. If I want to bring it back, I can press mod shift and 1. Now, if I go to the first workspace, you can see transmission is back in the first workspace. You can press mod F to go full screen. So if you want a window to occupy the entire screen, you can press mod F. It will become full screen. You can again press mod F to bring it back into non-full screen mode. Now let's explore the status bar. So let me go to an empty workspace. Let's say mod 6 to go to the 6th workspace. Now this is the status bar. The first icon tells you the layout of this particular workspace, in this case BSP, and we can click on it to toggle also. Next is the shortcut for the current workspace, in this case BSP, which is binary space partitioning. In the next video, I will show you what all these workspaces do. Now here we see all the workspaces, so we can either click on them or we can use the keyboard shortcuts to go to that particular workspace. ViperOS is a keyboard-driven operating system, so it is advisable to use the keyboard shortcuts as much as possible. The keyboard shortcut for toggling different layouts for the workspace is mod tab. So if I press mod tab, you see I am switching between Max, pre-tab, BSP, etc. The first widget over here tells you the temperature of your CPU or the APU. In this case, as you can see, it is 68 degrees Celsius. The second one tells me how much of the CPU capacity is being utilized. In this case, around 8% because I have recording going on. And by the way, I can click on it and it will also open PPYTOP. So I can press Q to close it. The next widget is showing me how much RAM is free. So total on my computer, there is 38 GB of RAM, out of which 5 GB is being used. Next is the hard disk space. So we can see there is 162 GB free on this computer. 83% of the disk is being used. And this is the root partition. Next, we have volume. I can increase or decrease the volume by pressing the volume key, in my case function volume key, to increase the volume, and function volume down key to decrease the volume. So these are just the volume keys which are present on my laptop. If I click on the volume widget, this is going to open the ALSA mixer. We will take a look at it at some other point in time, but you can see the shortcuts which you can use in order to manipulate the volume. And if you click here, it will mute. So there are two places where you can click, either the icon or the number. The next widget shows us the state of the battery. In this particular case, the battery is charged up to around approximately 80%. ViperOS is configured to charge your battery only to 80% to conserve the battery power. If you unplug the battery, it will show you how much battery time is remaining, how much power it is drawing, etc. And the icon will also change accordingly. The next widget is the wallpaper widget. If you click on it, it will change the wallpaper. Now, there's a directory called wallpaper inside the pictures folder. So whatever wallpapers that you want to use, you can put those images in JPEG format or in PNG format in that particular folder, and it will pick it up from there. Next, you can see some icons for the software which is open, like for example, in my case, transmission is open, so we can see the icon over here. OBS is running, so we can see the icon over here. We also have the icon for Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and Ferdium is also open, so we can see the icon over here. Screen key is recording the screen keys, so you can see the screen key icon here as well. Next, we have the date and time, which if you click, will open the calendar. And in order to quit the calendar, you can press the Q key and then Y. Now let's take a look at how we can access the clipboard. In order to access the clipboard, press Mod C. It will show you all the things which are there on your clipboard. Right now, I've cleared the clipboard, so there's not much to see except for the default things which are already present. And if you want to copy something, simply select it and press Enter. And that particular text will get copied to the clipboard, which then you can paste using Ctrl V. You can also press Mod E in order to access the emojis. So here we can search for an emoji, let's say Christmas. So you can see all the Christmas emojis. If you want to select any emoji, you can hit Enter, and that particular emoji will get copied to the clipboard, which then you can paste. Now, if you again press Mod E, you can see that the recent emojis are present from 1 to 0. So 1 is the Santa, 2 is the praying hand, 3 is laughing, 4 is confetti, etc. So you can see. Now, if you want to use something from this particular row, you need to press Alt and the key. Let's say, for example, I want to copy the question mark. I can press Alt 7. This will then copy the question mark emoji to the clipboard, which you can paste anywhere you want. If you want to increase or decrease the brightness of your screen, you can use the brightness key on your laptop. So in my case, I'll press the function key, and you can see I can increase or decrease the brightness of my screen. Now let me show you where these layouts are set. So if you want, you can edit them, but later on I will show you how to do it. Right now, I just want to show you where they are. So I'm going to press Mod 4 to go to Ranger, and then search for a file called Qtile configuration. So I will press Fs and search for Qtile config. And I should be able to see a configuration for Qtile. Let me put .config, and here it is. So I will open it, and this is the file where all the layouts are set. So let me actually open it in a different editor. And here we can see all the keyboard shortcuts which are set. The layouts, the color, the font size. Here all the widgets are configured. And which window will open where. And here we can see the startup applications. By the way, when ViperOS starts, it plays some sound. If you don't want that, you can remove this line. If we scroll up, we can see the drag buttons. And this is where we are setting the layouts. So in my case, I only need 3 layouts, the BSP, Max, and the tree tab. So only those 3 are enabled. But if you want, you can experiment with the others. So let me close this window. And this is the path. It's in home.config qtile config.py. This is the file. Another important thing which I want to point out in this file are the startup applications. As you can see, when you start ViperOS, there are certain applications, it starts automatically. Now, in your case, they may be different. In my case, my requirements may be different. So for example, I'm starting Handbrake, I'm starting Thunderbird, I'm starting Ferdium. Now, certain applications are required, so don't disable them. Otherwise, for example, Ranger will not start, Qtile will not start, and you will not be able to work. So be careful when editing this file, always back it up. So in case you mess up, you can revert back, or try it in a non-production environment. If you want to open additional applications, you can add it to the list over here. If you are not happy with certain applications opening, let's say, for example, you don't want to open Thunderbird or you don't want to open Ferdium, you can remove this line and they will not open. The last thing that I want to show you is how to shut down the computer. Now there are two ways you can do it. You can use the XFCE's method for shutting down the computer, or there's a custom script which you can use to shut down the computer. Now if you press Ctrl, Alt and Delete, you will see the XFCE's shutdown dialog where you can log out, restart, shut down, you can hibernate or suspend, etc. This is one way to shut down the computer. If you want to quickly shut down the computer, you can press Alt, Ctrl and Delete and shut down, and your computer will be shut down. Next, there is the second method which I use quite often, actually every day after I finish my work, because that is going to perform some maintenance on the computer and then shut it down. So what I do is every day after I finish my work, I go to the terminal and I say update shutdown, update shutdown, and I hit enter. It will ask for the password. I give my password and hit enter. Now this is going to update the computer, update the flat packs, clean up the system and then shut down. I'm going to cancel it because I don't actually want to shut down the computer, because otherwise it will affect the recording. But you can see it was checking for all the updates for the computer, for flat packs, and every Saturday of an even month, it will also perform cleanup operations on the computer, like deleting the screenshots, cache, etc. So again, to recap, whenever you want to shut down the computer quickly, you can press Ctrl Alt Delete and you can say shut down. Or if you want to perform maintenance on your computer and then shut it down, you can use the update shutdown script and it is going to shut down the computer. So that's it for this video. I think we covered all the fundamental techniques and shortcuts that you need to know in order to start navigating around ViperOS. In the next video, we are going to take a look at switching between windows, moving windows between the left and right column or up and down, growing and shrinking windows, basically window management, toggling between split and unsplit side of the stack, toggle between different layouts, etc. With that, I end this video. I wish you best of luck and I'll see you in another video.